Lights, camera, action. Join the stream team with Strick and Brant and be a part of the Stream Network. Our goal is really simple. We're here to help you succeed.
We live? Yeah. Strick City. Woo! Strick City. All over the world. Strick City. Man, we live. Yo. Strick City on the ride. Yo. Look like surprise. Yo. Taking your city like we live. Yo. Man, we live. Yo. Taking your city like surprise. Yo. On the ride. Yo. Strick City coming live. Yo. Whoop.
Hey, man, we are live. Thank you for coming on with me. Listen, I have a phenomenal guest tonight, and I'm so excited about it. But I got a couple things I want to tell you first. So I thought that I was going to be all big and bad because I'm so mature in this thing. I've been streaming for over a year now. Listen, I know how to do this. I will not need a countdown. I'm not going to do a countdown tonight. And guess what? I tried to do a new system. And I needed a countdown. I really needed to countdown today. So behind the scenes, I'm actually working while our countdown is going on, and I needed that extra time. So when you're live streaming, you just never really know when you need that little extra buffer of time. So having a countdown on, people could argue about how long the countdown should be. All of that, especially when you're trying something new. You want to be sure you have that time for people that are coming on. And why not start with a conversation like that? Because tonight, I have a content creator on. He's actually the co-host of the stream show, and I'm so excited about him being with us. Now, if you guys are watching this in the replay, thank you so very much for doing that. Thank you for coming through and watching this, and please add any kind of comments that you want to. I will personally go back and respond to all the comments that are actually made on the video tonight. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, and you can also hit the like button to let me know that you do appreciate this particular show. I am DJ Strick, and this show is just really fun. It's really light. It's an opportunity for me to share the stories, inspirational stories that is of some of the guests that I have coming on tonight. And I actually met this young man almost a year ago now through a group called Let's Get Live. And I'm so appreciative to everybody that's in that community and in the eCamp community. And I've met so many great people, but me and Brant Collins actually kind of just hit it off. And we had an opportunity to do a show together, and it just works. I mean, you have chemistry with who you have chemistry with, and it works on camera very well for us. So we decided, hey, let's just keep going. Let's keep going with the stream show. And I have a show that comes on every Thursday night. The stream show comes on when it does, when we're doing it. We're preparing for season number 3, and we're going to talk about that tonight, and it comes on Sunday night. So it's just an opportunity to help streamers, you know, people that are doing the same things that we are doing. We want to give the information. A lot of it is, we do some tech stuff, but more is it about mindset, and it's about experience. Like, how do you do this, and how do you do that, and where is your mind while you're doing it, so that you can be in the right headspace to have a great live streaming show, because the unexpected will happen. What do you do? So without anything else to say, let me bring on Brant. I'm just so glad that he's taking the time tonight to kind of hang out on Strick City. So the best you can, just welcome him with me right now. Brant Collins, how are you doing, sir?
What's up? What do you mean? Thank you for me taking my time. I'm on Strick City Live. I've been waiting to be on this show forever. You've had
Come on, man.
Roy Woods Jr. You had Ruben Studdard. So you've had some huge guests. So now I'm the biggest guest you've had.
I have I definitely have had some big guests, but I do need you to do something. We've talked, the whole time, and I had a problem with the volume, but it's a little low right now. You mind turning your mic up a little bit for me? I do apologize. I thought it was really good. Just a little bit more.
1, 2. How about that?
That's better. That's
kind of all I got.
That's good. That's all I need right now. That does work.
Right.
Yes, sir. So, Brant, man, I don't know who you want to tell the story, like how we met, like on social media or through Ecamm and Let's Get Live.
So it was during the pandemic. I've been streaming since 2006, maybe, and I used Wirecast. I've used Wirecast since 2006. I've used it professionally. I've had paid gigs with it. I just didn't use it for a long time, and Facebook Live came out. And I seen that more people were going to Facebook, and I had to upgrade that software to go live, and it was like $700. Like, just there was no cheaper way. And I found Ecamm, which is Mac only, and it had a subscription, so it was like $25 a month or something like that. I'll try it, right? The pro version, I'll try it. I was using StreamYard and some other things. Ecamm didn't have interview capabilities like we're doing now, so I kind of stayed away from it. And then they launched interview, so I jumped all in. And I don't know how I found the group, but through searching, there was the Vlogmas group. So during the month of December, I made a commitment to vlog every day for the month of December. I used my iPhone and edited with LumaFusion on my phone just to prove to myself I could do it, and just went for walks every day at lunch and recorded my thoughts and muses, and I added graphics and all this other stuff. And you and Alicio had a show where you were kind of critiquing everybody's stuff. And of course, everybody would watch it every night, every Friday, I think it was. Or did we do it every night? I can't remember.
It was every night, yeah.
Yeah, every night. Everybody's kind of critique each other, what you did good, what you did. And it wasn't, it wasn't malicious or anything. Everybody was really thoughtful. And I got invited to host that show with Alicio and, was it Lyons? I think it was.
It was Lemuel, and Kevin Lyons.
Right? And people liked some of my comments, and then all of a sudden we tried to break the interview thing to see how many people could be on, and I got to be on that show, and me and you hit it off, and Ecamm asked for somebody. They were going to let us take over for a week. Strick read that as, hey, they want me to have my own show. Let's pitch it to them.
They were asking for it.
Yeah. So you pitched it. I said, sure, we'll do it. And I had already started something called The Stream Show. I did 1 or 2 episodes. I came up with the name and everything, and I gave that to us. And we just I think we did it in a week. We built a website. We had sponsors. I mean, we did everything in 1 week. And just went live. And since then, we actually got to meet in person, the 8th or something, like the first weekend in March or October, second week of October when I came to Birmingham. So that was the first, we hadn't met, in a year. So
right.
That was a lot of fun. And we did the show from your studio. So that was awesome.
I thought it was really cool that you would take the time and actually come down and kind of hang out with me, and we had the best time. You just never really know when you meet people. I say chemistry, so I've done radio for a really long time. So with radio, you can't see anybody, but you're in the studio with somebody else if you're sharing a show with them, right? And sometimes they could be your best friend, but on radio, it just didn't sound good together. Like we call it chemistry, but sometimes you have someone that, friend or not, they just worked on radio with you. They knew where you were going, you knew where they were going, and it just worked. And when we met and had a chance to talk, I just felt like there would be no crossover to where we would kind of hinder any person's gift. You know what I'm saying? Like you have so much experience with television and cameras and production that, even though I have some production experience, I would lean on your knowledge and experience about that. I feel like my gifting is skill, talent, helping people be able to be forward facing to the camera. Like, what is that all about? And together we can help people be better streamers. That's really the idea.
Right. And you also do all the, like, if I built a website, because that's what I know, and you developed all of the processes to get the guests on and the forms for them to fill out. And, so it was just, we kind of divide and conquer that way. And I thought that was always, worked well, and therefore, of course, when I was home with my kids, so I had more time and you had time. We were both home, working from home. And I think we talked 2 or 3 hours every day about the show.
Like schoolgirls. Talking
sponsors,
like
yeah, sponsors who we wanted to talk to, the guests that we wanted to get. We set the bars pretty high, and we kind of went through those pretty quick, which was exciting for me. And then also just, your background in radio, your background in music, your wife's background in music, so it all just kind of works, kind of works together. So, I've had a great time. We took the summer off. We had to both kind of come out of COVID and go back to work together. So,
right.
We did. I had a great time. We took the summer off. We had
to had to actually go through and find our lives.
Right.
I don't know why it didn't come up on YouTube as
we had to both kind of
as quickly as it had to actually go through it, but we are out live. We are live. People are watching, so I appreciate you guys checking us out. That being said, Brant, as quickly as it had to actually go through time, but we are out live. Definitely something guys checking us out. That being said, people have found love over the internet. Had to actually go through time, but we are not the first one that actually found over the internet. People have found love over the internet. It's definitely a testament to the skills and gifts that you have, and that we have collectively to make sure our show is tested. So we're actually on Strick City Live, which is my show that comes on Thursday nights. Collectively test to make sure our show is pretty. I would probably do 3 times out of the year. So 3 times out of the month. So Brant, I know you have some things going on. Let's dive into your show on 3 times out of the month. So content creation. I know you have some standpoint with your new job.
Real quick, I'm getting a ton of loop back.
So content creation. I know you have
and I'm hearing some delay. So real quick, I'm getting a ton of loop back.
So content creation. I know you have
and I'm hearing some delay. So
that is my fault. Boom. So my iPad that I actually picked up to be my third camera, audio was coming through. So I apologize. Like, why?
So yeah, I was hearing major loop back, so I'd only caught about half of what you said. Sorry about that.
Wow.
I was texting you in the back channel. So
and my wife came downstairs and actually told me that too. That's cool.
I was texting you in the back
That's
channel.
cool. Yeah. Like even some of the better ones. And my wife came downstairs and actually told me that. Not muted on that one. There you go. Now it's muted. I have it muted. Let me just take that off because I don't need that microphone. There you go.
There you go. You got it now.
Wow. Even some of the best, make mistakes sometimes. So I appreciate you letting me know that. And my wife came down to let me know as well that I had that going on. So Kim, thank you for coming down. Y'all need to look my wife up, by the way. KimScottMusic.com. I'm just going to throw that out there. You can check her out. Now, Brant Collins. Brant, let's talk about what's going on with you in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, man. Tell me about your new gig.
So I was the marketing director for a small credit union for about 1.5 years. Really wasn't happy with that job. It was just kind of a solo. I was the only guy, it was me doing everything. And there was just a lot of challenges with that job. Let's leave it at that. So I had really, and I'd kind of been searching, I've been searching for about 1.5 years, and that's why I started the Vlogmas. And my wife and I ran our own production company for 8 years. I have all this equipment. I have all kinds of stuff. So I started building this studio here. And then we started doing our show, and we started, I just started flexing that muscle a little bit, and I applied for a job as a content creator for the public library here in Little Rock, Central Arkansas Library System. We call it CALS. And I turned the job down twice. they were like, no, it was going to be low pay. And, we back and forth. And finally they said, like, look, we'll get close. Just come do the interview. And they offered me the job. And right now it's been a little over a month in, and it's the best job I've ever had. So, it's kind of a new, it's a new thing. We're trying to, there's a, shout out to Tamika, my boss, and she's done a great job. And then I have coworkers. I got they do a webs guy and a social media person, a writer, and we all work together instead of me just having to work by myself. So that's been a lot of fun. And then day 2, day 3, they just threw me in the deep end. I was able to pull out Ecamm. I did 2 shows live. We had this big book festival. We talked about it live. And then I did a live with our CEO, or our executive director, and he loved it. Everybody loved it. So, this skill that we've been practicing for the past year, it got me my job today. So I told a friend of mine, she's wanting to do the same thing in cooking. And I said, you know what? Just start a YouTube channel. It might not make nothing. You might not get famous. You might.
Right.
But I guarantee you're going to learn something. And it's not, some people say, why are you messing with YouTube? That's a skill. And the number one job that's going to come out in the future is content creator. And I took this job because it is titled content creator.
Right.
And nobody really knows what that means. So you'd see job descriptions, right? So now I can build that description myself. And, when I left the office today, they bought me a brand new MacBook Pro, the 16-inch, the M1. So I'm excited to get that set up. We're trying to carve out a space to build a studio. We're going to build a studio not only to do our own content, but the goal is to teach people in the community how to do this, because I believe post COVID that if you're an entrepreneur or you have any kind of interest in this media, it is the future. It's here now, and you're going to have your own YouTube channel or podcast, just like you have to have a website, or back in the day you had to be in the phone book, right? So
right.
This is a really, really needed skill set. So the goal is we're modeling after some other libraries, is if you come in, you could check out the studio and we'll show you how to do it, and hopefully maybe let somebody else create their dream, and learn that skill. So it's kind of what I've always wanted, was something that gives back to the city. And I realized that where I'm at now, the Little Rock Library, the Central Arkansas Library, we do so much for the community, from feeding the homeless to shot clinics to feeding kids after school. There are just so many things, from renting DVDs to checking out a telescope. There's just so many things that our library does for Central Arkansas, and I'm so excited to help give back. So I think it's just been a win-win for me. So I'm super excited.
That's awesome, and having an opportunity to kind of walk through this with you, from our talks about the process, like being in it, man, I'm so excited about what you're going to have an opportunity to do for the library there, because nobody really knows what content creators do, but we make a difference in getting information out to the world right now. So I'm excited to see what some of the ideas that you have for the library, what's going to happen, and then how we're actually able to do other things, like maybe your own show, the shows that you come up with for the library, and then what the stream show will be able to do. I'm really excited about that as well.
We've got, I've kind of pitched the idea. I've already got the name. It's going to be called The Table of Contents. It's going to be a show that I host probably bi-weekly at first, and we'll go to weekly once I get the studio built. And basically it'll be like, welcome to the Table of Contents, and we're going to tell you what's going on in the library for the week. And then I'll have guests from all the library, all the different branches that we have. One branch has a hydroponics farm.
Wow. Another
one, a lot of people are cooking. People are doing crafts. People are, helping people get jobs. They're starting a new program for, you can check out a suit, right? So I'm going to donate some of my suits that I can't wear anymore. For people who are looking for jobs. There's so many things that the library does, and the only way I could wrap my head around it was run it like think of it as like a public access channel. So, I'll give everybody their time to talk, and we've got so much to talk about. I don't think I'll ever run out of content. So that's kind of where we'll start, and everybody loves the idea, and they're trying to find me the space and the budget now. So it'll be a process. So but I'll be vlogging about it probably and sharing it from my personal Facebook and YouTube here and there, especially as we get deeper into building the studio and stuff. So hopefully we can help somebody else do the same thing.
Why not help somebody else, right? Let me say this. You mentioned that you have the new MacBook, the M1. Mm-hmm. Why did you choose the one you chose? Like, which one did you get, and why did you choose that?
So, I have a fiduciary responsibility, right? I mean, I don't want to go spending too much money.
Right.
So I didn't go for the Max one, but I know what I need as a creator, so I picked the middle one. That was the 16 gig M1 Pro with 16 gigs of RAM and a terabyte drive.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
I got the 16-inch because I'm older. I've got bifocals. I need a bigger screen.
Right.
And, with that, I see this being the thing that sits at my desk every day, but it'll also be the thing that runs the TV studio until we can get, an actual studio built. So that laptop can move with me, depending on where my space is going to be. So I might take it with me to do eCam and do a show in a studio, but then take it back to my desk. I had to cut audio over the weekend here at home in the home studio. I would use it for that. So I've probably built my whole career on the original MacBook Pro that the new ones kind of mimic, the HDMI and the SD card and all that stuff. So it feels like it's a comfortable thing for me that if I have that, I know I can do anything if I have that in my backpack. So, and I'm trying to go all with the iPhone, and I might get the 13 and just start shooting with that because we don't have a budget to get a bunch of cameras.
Okay.
And I just think that's a good camera. And I did a photo shoot the other day, and I haven't shot in a long time, and we have a Nikon camera. And if you have bifocals, it's really hard to look through a viewfinder.
Got you.
Everything looks blurry. You have to kind of just trust autofocus. But with the phone, I can see the big screen. So, it's a little handicap there for me. But I've just gotten so accustomed to the phone, and it does such a great image. Unless I was shooting sports or something where I need high shutter speed and a zoom lens, most of my stuff's just going to be one-up interviews, with somebody talking about what's going on at the library. Then I'll just use my phone.
Got it.
So, and then it'll be building a studio, and trying to get 3 cameras. If I can get a big enough budget, I'll probably go with Blackmagic studio cameras.
Oh my God, that's the way to go. That would be great.
Well, they're $1,200. They're not that expensive. They've got a
Right.
huge monitor on the back. They have tally lights. I mean, that's what they're built for. Probably the most expensive part when you get into those kinds of things would be the tripods, right? And
Gotcha.
you don't want to skimp money on tripods. And
Yeah.
then it's light grids and all this other stuff. So we'll see. It'll go slow, but I think everybody's on board. Because
Excuse me. Let me ask you a question about those Blackmagic cameras. Do they actually have? Don't they use Canon lenses or Sigma lenses, like EF mounts?
They use EF mount lenses, so you could get whatever. So I would just try to get the best overall lens at the best price. But my thought is right now that I would use an ATEM and ATEM Mini to connect 3 cameras and then go into eCam because it would just be. I would like to set this up to teach other people to use it, or
Right.
have so it'd be easier with a ATEM with big buttons, like camera 1, camera 2,
Right. Right.
and then building it to expand. So one of the big things I'm gonna be big about if I build a studio is it start as small as you can, but have the room to expand.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
But I've looked
awesome.
at some other cheaper cameras, like regular high end, well, not high end, but you can get a really good, nobody uses them anymore, but the handy cams and stuff like that, I think are really good value for the money. That's what they're made for. They're made for video. They have XLR inputs and mics and gen lock and SD out. They're made for video, and that's, I'm trying to get out of that DSLR mode because, when you're looking at ENG broadcast type stuff, you need to really start thinking about heavy duty cameras that can last.
I like that. I mean, thinking down the road, that's definitely cool. Definitely big shouts out to Rich for hanging out with us tonight, man. Thanks for coming through. Another guy that we've met this past year that's super cool, super funny. So thanks for coming through. We have so much going on like together. I have Brant Collins here. He's on Strick City Live, but we're talking about his job as a content creator right there in Little Rock, Arkansas. So if anybody knows anybody in Little Rock, y'all share this with them because there's a ton of opportunity through libraries there in Central Arkansas Library that you guys can now create with Brant. Like find him, like where he's at, and get in contact with him and say, hey, I would love to get some information to you about how I could be a content creator. I just feel like as we go into this metaverse is about to happen, Brant, like content creation is going to be like one of the major things. It already is. I mean, it's just so many different ways that you could do it, from Facebook to YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. Like people are saying that TikTok is really taking over.
It is. I mean, it surpassed. The other day I read it surpassed Facebook users, or not Facebook, but YouTube. It was something that they had done. I can't remember the amount of videos or something in such a short time. But it's a different format, right? You're not going to live stream and have communicate or chat and stuff like that like we do here. You know, you're not going to find a lot of educational stuff. It's kind of just, you know, what I do it, 30 minutes. I'm waiting for my son to get done with karate. It's just, you can flip through it. It's just that addictive quality. We can sleep on it. Through.
Yeah, I agree. It was hard for me to do it, and I'm still battling the TikTok thing. So, I'm a live streamer, but I just don't know about producing a 1-minute video or 3-minute video. I'm not a dancer. Like Brent's the dancer in the group.
Yeah, I mean, you could do some TikTok. We talked about that for the library. We talked about strategy today, and it's, it's something to think about, but, unless everybody on board is ready to go do the dances or the challenges or, it's probably not the right medium. And one of the things I really try to look at is be who you are, do what you want to do, and find the right platform to do that. So for what we do, it's Facebook and YouTube. That's just kind of the two that are battling it out right now. But, it's what we like, because we like live. We don't want to edit. We don't want to go back and make a big fuss. So, and we're used to doing live, so it's comfortable for us. Because a lot of YouTubers don't go live. They just, they shoot all these videos and they edit it, make it all fancy and slow motion and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know. I just don't have the patience for that, or, it's just, and of course, for our relationship, we're not shooting videos to, if I lived in Birmingham or you lived in Little Rock, it might be totally different, right?
Right.
We might be getting together doing TikToks or something, but, for where we're at right now, this is what works for us.
Which, I do see that it has a platform. I do see that it has an entertaining value. I do see people getting monetized and making tons of money on TikTok. So I'm all for it. There's only so much you can do as a content creator. I do feel like when you start, that you should start with one and kind of build from there.
Yes.
That's just my recommendation when it comes to being concentrated. Like today, before we got on, we actually did go to my Instagram page and say, hey, I'm going to be on YouTube in just a minute. Go check me out over there. And that's just for me to, get some replay value out of that, let people know what's going on, because if you're not engaging in some other of those platforms, you can miss out. People just, I didn't know you were doing that. Well, there's no way my Instagram people can say they didn't know I was doing something, because I just went in for 5 minutes to say, hey, I'm going to be on YouTube. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's, depends on the target audience, the age. It depends on what your content is. If you're doing a cooking show on YouTube, you might be doing, editing some of that video to do like these tasty videos that are just one-shot videos in TikTok or Instagram or whatever, Reels, Stories. I mean, it's all, everybody's copying off each other, right? So you just, I think there's a little bit of FOMO from people who don't want to, what do I do? What am I going to go? Just pick one and just go to one place and just, get consistent with doing that, and I think that's, the best bet. I mean, I don't know that, nobody's going to just, unless you're like right there at the cusp when you're the early adopter, maybe you blow up and go viral overnight for something, but probably not. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hard work.
I saw the other day the guy that does the videos. I don't know whether he started on Reels or TikTok, but he always has the videos to where he starts with someone trying to show you something that's really simple to do, but they do it the hard way. And then he does it the easy way and does like this. You remember that guy? You seen that guy?
He's from Africa, right? He's like super famous right now.
$2 million TikTok.
Yeah. Like he was just at the MotoGP races. They had him wave the flag. He's from like Kenya or something like that. I mean, and it just, so there are these, and
that was a simple concept. Very simple
but when
concept.
It's done, it's done, right? You're just a copy after that. So you're like, man, why didn't I think of that? You have to be able to be thoughtful or creative or find that spark, or have whatever it is that he has. And I watch him. He does a great job. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny too.
The duets, like when somebody sings or plays a song and then somebody else does, that's kind of worked well. For me, TikTok was, I forgot what it was called. It was called something else before TikTok. And I had that account because my daughter had that account. And it was all about the music, because you were lip syncing or singing with popular songs.
I got you.
So, and then they added the AR stuff like Snapchat. So the music's kind of what drives TikTok because you can legally, right, use popular songs.
Right.
So that's a big deal. And it really just depends on your goals. If you're a single, young creator that's got all this time on their hands to do whatever it is you do, makeup or video games, whatever, I think TikTok's great.
It's perfect. It'll work for you.
Yeah, something you can repeat over and over and have to do daily. We don't have time to do this daily.
Oh my God. So you talk about some things that are game changers and some things that are really big. We both are e-cammers, and we can't say enough about using eCam and all the stuff that it has. I do have affiliate links and stuff like that. Maybe I'll put it in the description. But this is not a selling part. This is just talking about how we like the product as far as what it does for switching and broadcasting and making sure that we can do these great designs and these great overlays. They make streaming so simple, but we had an opportunity to do a conference for them not too long ago called Leap Into Live Streaming Bootcamp. And they were so gracious. They sent us some mail, and I know you've already posted yours, but I have been sitting on something because I wanted to open it up right here.
Open it up today. Live unboxing.
So definitely big shouts out to the company they're using, Press and Sew. Did I say that right?
Yep.
And
the Nixons.
The Nixons. And right now, there's a young lady that I guess is almost as the third party when it comes to the responsibility of this show coming out. But we probably should call her a stream show producer. Her name is Katie. Katie from eCam. Big shouts out to you. We thank you so much for allowing us to kind of get our show started on the platform. Your eCam fam thanks you. So big shouts out. You can't go wrong with handwritten notes. You know what I'm saying? Go. They always go really cool. And
I hope you didn't get something better than me.
Even everything I have, Brant, it's going to be better. So there's the shirt.
There we go.
And you got this shirt, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the shirt I got.
I'm going to sport this. I mean, we're really into T-shirts. Do they have my size? They gave me a large. I guess they thought I was
medium.
Smaller. Yeah,
I thought you wore the small medium, so you could flex.
The only thing I flex is my stomach out of the front of my T-shirts. I don't know why that happens. And let's see what's in the box here. I should have another camera set up, but my other camera is my actual iPod here, and it's not on a stand right now. And it was the problem that we were having with the mics earlier. I set the camera up, but didn't actually turn the microphone off.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll automatically click back. What I found is in different scenes, you have to mute all those.
You got to mute all of them.
Yeah, in every scene. Yeah.
at this age, Brent, people don't understand how far coffee mugs go. And I would not have understood it a couple of
Did you
years
say
ago.
in this age or at this age?
Or I probably say in this age, but I meant at this age. So thanks for correcting me.
No, you said at this age. I was just laughing at you.
Oh, my God.
There we go. That's my new favorite coffee mug. I use it every morning.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
So, Leaping in Live Streaming Boot Camp. We did this earlier this year or a couple of months ago. And
a couple of months ago.
Ecamm. Thank you, Leaping in Live Streaming, everybody to put that on. This is a big deal for us to be a part of a conference. It was the first time that we actually had an opportunity to do a conference together. So it's just the beginning. Like that goes on the top of the resume, Brant.
Yep. We, that's one of our goals that we set for ourselves is to do more conferences. So if you have a live video conference coming up in 2022 and you need some MCs, I know a couple of guys that are probably pretty good at that. So
and
let us know.
We'd love to be there. We'd love to be there for you. Now, Brent, I know you have a couple of things that you're working on that you can kind of share, like, where you are in the process.
So I am one of the things that's great about our show is that we do the stream show collaboratively, but we give ourselves rooms to, be creative. You have Strick City that you do every Thursday, and I've been racking my brain trying to come up with my own show. I've had shows in the past like about craft beer and some other things that I don't know. I couldn't revamp those. I was trying to find something kind of new and something that had some longevity and something I was really super interested into. So for the past 6 months, I've been really, really digging deep into the metaverse and thinking about doing my own show about the metaverse and a live show where I can interview people smarter than me to help explain what the metaverse is and try to, help people get to that point to understand that it is the next big thing. And then a couple days ago, Mark Zuckerberg changed his Facebook's name to Meta. And I was like, I better get on it now. I've been talking about it. It's happening. It's here. It's been here. So, it's Web 3.0. What a lot of people say is that next edge of the internet. And so I've been reading books. I've been researching all the, terminology, finding all the creators in this space and trying to, get access to some people that I could have on as guests. And so I'm going to jump all the way in, going to jump into the metaverse.
That's
I'm
cool.
not launching the name of the show yet, but, I've got work on graphics and all that stuff. So I'm going to be ready here. I was going to be done this week, but I got busy. So I'll probably, going to put it on to next week and get my first one out there. I've got everything, got the notes, got the show planned out, what I'm going to talk about. It'll be live. It'll be kind of free form like this. It'll probably be on like a Friday or Saturday night. And that's everything. Video games, VR, AR, kind of the thing that helped me move me over that. I consult on the side with the state of Arkansas, the Arkansas Economic Development. I'm a consultant and I help some manufacturers, and won't say any names because I don't know if I can, but a major manufacturer sent me a letter that they got from the Ford Motor Company, and the Ford Motor Company had said that they want all of their suppliers. They weren't requiring it, but they were heavily saying, we need you to go buy these Microsoft HoloLenses. I don't know if you've seen they're like what Google Glass was supposed to be. They're these big visors that Microsoft makes. You can only buy them. They're like $3,000 to $6,000. They're only for enterprise.
Okay.
And they want everybody of their suppliers to buy them because they're going to have you walk around and they want to see your process through these goggles. So that really showed me that, we might be playing Beat Sabers and stuff out here, but there's a whole nother world. There's a whole nother thing coming down the pipe that nobody knows about, and it's gonna blow everybody away. And you need to, I would say within the next 5 to 10 years, it's gonna be just ubiquitous with everything that we do. So, I've always been able to see trends. I started an internet startup company when streaming first started in 2000. I was looking at the dates. I started in 2006. I had a show on YouTube. I was trying to figure out how to make money at it, and we couldn't make it work. And right after the next year when we quit, that process, YouTube started sharing money with creators, because nobody knew. There was no content creator. They weren't sharing ad revenue. I had an investment. We talked to a big investment firm, and one guy told me that YouTube would never make it. My idea was stupid. And then I was going around telling everybody about Facebook and Twitter. They all laughed at me then. I gave a big presentation to a bunch of older people that about, the key holders, the gatekeepers, about esports and video games, and they laughed at me then. And so I'm just not going to ask permission. I'm not waiting for anybody to go. I'm going down this rabbit hole. And if you want to go with me, you follow me and we'll figure it out together.
I absolutely love it. We've talked before, and you've kind of hit me to what the metaverse is going to be about. And I think the success side of what Facebook is going to be able to do is, it's basically making their own new world. Like, it's kind of what Facebook is, and people can dive into it, but so much more could be done in the metaverse as far as from a gaming standpoint to what we're doing streaming to find entertainment there. I just think that working,
if you think about it, the way I try to think about it, and the take that I have different from everybody else is I think we're already in the metaverse.
Okay.
There's some definitions that people have about, having experiences and relationships and friendships and, in this virtual world. And I look at us. I didn't know you a year ago.
There you go.
And we started a business together, and we did it all virtually. And we talked every day. We did the show every week. We've done all these things in this virtual world. I only know, until I saw your studio, all I see in this little box in front of me is what you existed in that space. So to me, I think we're already there. It's just the experiences are going to get richer and deeper, and it's not, there are some nefarious things that can happen, but think about right now, we've done podcasts or these shows with, at one point we've had someone from London, Singapore, Australia, all these people at once working on something. So that, is I read a story about 6G. 6G is going to be umpteen million times faster than 5G. And you'll be able to, download, I think they said like 100 4K movies in 2 seconds or something. It's just going to be stupid. And you're going to have, the ability to be yourself, be something other than yourself.
Whatever you want to be. Right.
Whatever you want to be, the world's going to be. And I'm not, I'm trying to say if I'm pessimistic, the world's changing. If we don't get a handle on global warming and inflation and fuel and electricity, so we might be limited. We might not be able to jump on a plane and go anywhere in the future. And I think the virtual is going to, cut some of that down. And I think, COVID jump-started that. You look at huge companies that aren't coming back. They're not. They're working from home. They're not coming back to the office, right?
You know how much money they're saving on real estate? And
and so they're going to invest. A lot of companies are investing that into technology to make those experiences richer and better and, more intuitive. And, it can help people that are, have disabilities. It can help people that don't, So I saw one of the things that kind of really got me going was I started putting all these things together. So Bitcoin became a big thing. Now everybody's talking about NFTs, and that's all just the mechanics for buying and selling goods within the metaverse. So there's a lot to be thought out, right? There's storage capacities and a bunch of other stuff that we'll go over in the show, but we're working towards that right now, So Facebook, I had the very first Google Glass, and I'll try to find them because I'm probably wear them in my show just to show where it's come, and they were terrible, but now Ray-Ban just launched something with Facebook where you can have a pair of goggles. Snapchat has goggles. Microsoft has them.
Wow.
Apple's got patents for it, and I think, once Apple nails it, everybody will have it. It'll be like your Apple Watch, So They're talking about contacts. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there.
Listen, I believe it's coming, and being ahead of the curve, ahead of the technology curve will help everybody, especially if you're streaming. I think the idea is great that you have. The metaverse is here, and now understanding it and being a part of it on the front end, it's kind of like when YouTube started, like being a part of that wave will make the difference.
If I wouldn't have quit in 2006, no telling where I would be, but I kind of gave up because I let people talk me out of it. So
right.
The note to everybody out there, if you want to do it, just do it. Don't ask permission.
Just do it. So let's wrap up real quick with the stream show. Sunday nights, we're going to be on this Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time with our very own stream show. I am Strick. He is Brant. We're co-hosts of the Stream Guys of the stream show, and we're just going to start it up and go until the holidays make a stop.
That's right. So we're going to have some cool guests. If you want to be a guest, you're a streamer. We love to do production reviews. If you're a company that has some cool microphones, like Shure sent us these microphones to test out, or cameras you want us to test out, we'd love to do it. Or maybe you just want to start your own, you want to dive into this with us, and we can help you do that. And we've had some pretty cool guests along the way.
We had
Henny the Business, Nicole. She was on our in our boot camp with us. She just launched a studio in Atlanta.
Nicole Sellers. We're excited about that. And Derek Floyd, Kevin Colby.
With IK Media, Kevin Colby, he's doing stuff. So, I mean, we kind of built this network of people that are all out there trying to forge their own way. So, we'd love to help you.
We'd love to help and be a part of the show. Like, the show is not just about us, it's about streaming, and we have an open door, like, for people to come on. I just believe helping people live will make the difference. They get a chance to see what it is behind the scenes with us, even when it's good, and, like today when you have noise problem, like, what do you do? So they'll be able to kind of check that out as well. So I'm excited about what is happening with the stream show, and for everybody that's played a part, everybody that supported us, thank you so very much for all the support you've given us. We love to work together to help you. So that's definitely our motto when it comes to, and our mission when it comes to the stream show, is to help streamers succeed.
It's that easy.
It is really that easy. Brant, you got anything else, man? If people are in Arkansas and they want to connect with you and the Central Arkansas Library, how can they do that?
Okay, you can go to www.cals.org. That's the library. If you want to find me, just look at BrantCollins.com. There's links to everything there. BrantCollins.com. That's everything. I also put in the chat here the streamshow.live. That's how you can find us for the stream show. But yeah, just Google Brant Collins. I've been doing this since 2006. Other than my junior son that has that name as well, you'll pretty much find me. And let me know how I can help you. So I love, love creativity, and I love entrepreneurism, and I love how we're in the creator economy right now. And I think all the tools are here to kind of make it on your own. You just got to give yourself the permission to do it, and then just find the right people that support you. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. And Brent, man, thank you for taking the time to hang out with me on a Thursday night.
No, man, thank you. I'm excited to be on Strick City. I love Birmingham. That's my second favorite city besides Little Rock. I come there once a year for the Barber Vintage Festival, and I've just always loved Birmingham.
Man, it's cool. It was definitely cool when you came down and you brought your son, man. It was cool to kind of hang out with you guys for a little while you were here. And who knows what's next for the stream show, man. We'll probably be all over.
Hey, we have big goals for 2022. We want to go to some live conferences. I'm just going to put it out there now. I'm trying to get T-Pain as my goal. I want to have him on as a guest for our show.
That's what's up. Just throw it on out there.
Throw it out there. Make it happen, right?
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
All right.
So, Kevin, man, thanks for coming through tonight. We're wrapping up right now, but you can always catch the replay. Strick City 01 is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and check the like button. Brant, again, thanks for coming through. And, guys, man, we'll see you guys Sunday night on the Stream Show, streamshow.live. Is it the Stream Show or just Stream Show, the website?
The streamshow.live.
That's where you can find us online, and then you can subscribe to that channel, the YouTube channel there, so you can see those as well. Like, you just never know what Strick is doing or when I come. Sunday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
All right, wrap.
All right. God bless you guys.